Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the land of the free and the home of the brave. We are in New York, United States, here at Watkins Glen, just outside of Watkins Glen Township. Me personally, I've been here in real life. This is a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. But welcome to the TANSO Racing Group Toyota GR86 Season 10 Championship here at Watkins Glen. And what a race to have it at. A very fast, a very flowy track that you have to be both smart and consistent at. That is the name of the game here. But let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup, starting front to back here as we make our way through the field. Dan Forster will lead our field to green. Mickey Dolan will start second. In third, Joseph Lopez. In fourth, Casper Roost. Fifth, JT Johnston. Sixth, Simon Darch. Seventh, Adrian Hatfield. Eighth, Daniel Warham. Ninth, Josh Arnold. And 10th, Matt Benson. 20 minutes the time on this one. Estimated to be about 9-10 laps here. And we are racing. There's Barney. He's back from his vacation up in the flag stand. And we are now all heading, barreling into turn one. And a little bit of bumping and banging early. They're all going to stay together quite nicely, though. Now head for the S's for the first time. You can take that part of the track flat out if you know how to do it right. And now the long straightaway before the bus stop. On iRacing, they call it the inner loop. I call it the bus stop. I don't really care what you think. Now heading down towards turns. And these turns actually aren't numbered, so we are now heading into turn 5, the outer loop. Through the quick shoot down to turn 6. Now into the part of the track they call the boot. You head into a downhill braking zone. Make a U-turn uphill, and now heading uphill as now Mickey Dolan putting the pressure on Dan Forster, a sight we saw earlier already. Dan Forster is still hanging on right now. Excuse me. Casper Roost in second. Matt Benson from the back of the pack already making his way up to 8th as we now head through another quick part of the track through turns 10 and 11. And that yellow line you see in turn 11, that is pit road entry, much like we saw in Mexico City earlier in the season, but we are going to complete the first lap here. Dan Forster is going to lead the first lap. He's got about a second lead over Mickey Dolan right now. Casper Roost will round off your top 3 in third. JT Johnston with a good showing. Really hope to see him have a good result here. A very up and down season for him as we head back through the S's, and we are getting a little racy here at the top of the hill. Joseph Lopez trying to make his way up into 5th and not working out too well. Or 4th, JT Johnston still have it. Here comes Warham. Warham now up into 5th. Daniel Warham now up into 4th as they go through the bus stop and now through turn 5. JT Johnston now down to 6th, Lopez in 7th. Josh Arnold making his way up into the top 5. Always good to see him out here. Forster, still your leader over Mickey Dolan. Now only a half a second lead. Mickey Dolan really getting his wits about him here as they come around turn 11 to complete the second lap. And we are going to ride along here with Daniel Foster for a lap here at Watkins Glen International. It is a long front straightaway here into a downhill braking zone into turn 1, and you're going to want to let it fly out as much as you can on corner exit without hurting your momentum. And now through the S's, you can take these flat out, especially in these extremely stable Toyota GR86s through turns 2, 3, and 4 as they head onto the back straightaway now. IMSA and NASCAR, two of some of the big series that race here, and they especially utilize this bus stop chicane. You want to make sure you get through that as smooth as possible. You got to be up on the wheel and aggressive, and then you got to be really flowy through this outer loop part right there. And now we're heading down into the chute, and it is not one, but 2 downhill braking corners. All right, you have to make sure you give yourself enough room to slow down. That downhill momentum can hurt you if you're not careful. And in the middle of turn 7, you automatically shoot uphill now. Turn 7 now through the boot, heading towards what's called the head at turn 8. The heel, my apologies. Once again, using as much racetrack as you can through turn 9, now heading back onto the NASCAR circuit. And a little wide right there by Forster as he now heads into turn 10, which if you can play it right, you can get a lot of momentum on corner exit here. He's going to play it safe here for a little bit. Now through turn 11, getting all up in to even that pit road line that he has to, and now back onto the front straightaway, and that will complete a 2-minute and 6-second lap around Watkins Glen International here in New York. And the entire time he had Mickey Dolan right on his rear bumper, less than half, as the top 3 are all within half a second of each other early on in this race. As a quick live stream freeze right there, Josh Arnold now in 5th. And now Matt Benson and Joseph Lopez side by side through the bus stop, and that doesn't work. That hard contact with the outside wall. Matt Benson and Joseph Lopez. Hard contact there. And that is not going to be good for Matt Benson. Probably one of the more consistent drivers in this series. And this is a little bit of a blessing in disguise, as this is a full field invert, and he will probably get the lead here for the main event, but he is going to looks like disconnect and head onto pit road, and I cannot imagine him being very happy here with how that is going. But as we now go along with Casper Roos, still top 3, all nose to tail within a second of, or within half a second of each other. Daniel Warren and Josh Arnold nose to tail back there. The top 5 all within a second and a half of each other. As I go back across the line, now we hit lap 5 and we are almost halfway, so it looks like this might be about a 10-lap race. Joseph Lopez also falling rather far back as well. I cannot imagine him being very happy with Matt Benson, or Matt Benson being very happy with him. It's going to be interesting to see how those guys get along with each other in the next race, because if they stay how they are, they will start 1-2 in this next race, as Mickey Dolan still hanging on to the lead through the bus stop chicane. Dan Forster trying to get a good run here. Forster takes a peek up the inside, but he is not going to have it. Can he get advantage in the downhill braking zone as we head into the boot? For the longest time, this part of the racetrack was called the dog leg, but more recently has been changed to the boot. Not entirely sure why. Personally, I think both are good names, but I guess that was up to the decision of someone who gets paid a lot more than me. So we now head over to the heel of turn 8. Now really the top 5 all nose to tail. Now all the top 5 within a second of each other. Top 3 still within half a second of each other. And now Daniel Warham going to make the move on the outside around Casper Roost. And he's going to keep the momentum and make it work. And here comes Josh Arnold up the inside as we head down into turn 1 and start lap 6. My, oh my, what a race we are having here today. Casper is falling down to 5th. The entire top 5 still about a second, maybe in between a second and a half. Nose to tail right now, as now Dolan making the move back on Forster for the lead. And it is 1, 2, 3 Simtech cars chasing down Mickey Dolan. Forster now back up the inside as we head through turn 6, down the hill to turn 7. And Matt Hissong, a lap car, a sentence we don't usually say here. They are coming up on him rather quickly. And Mickey Dolan, not sure. Oh, it looks like he looks like a little bit of lag right there for Dolan as he still maintains the lead over Dan Forster and Daniel Warham. Top 5 still all nose to tail. What a race this is in the final race. This is even the main race. This is the heat race. Daniel Warham now trying to get a little bit of a draft off of Matt Benson. Matt Benson pulling out of the way, not wanting to get involved with the leaders here. Smart move by Benson. See if he can rebound into in the feature later today. Daniel Warham in 3rd. Dan Forster 2nd. Mickey Dolan still 1st. All within half a second of each other. All nose to tail. Josh Arnold up to 4th. In 5th is Casper Roos, and 6th, JT Johnston trying to get into the fight as well. And now we are side by side heading through the bus stop. This did not work well for Lopez and Benson earlier, but it looks like they're going to make it work. Forster your new leader, and now Warham trying to make his move up into second. Warham with the advantage in turn 6 here. He's going to make it stick, and he is going to get the pass. And now we are almost 3 wide heading into the toe. Lots and lots of great racing happening here. Now down to third, trying to hang on to it over Casper Roost. Roost and Josh Arnold both making the move up into the top 5. Mickey Dolan still in third. Josh Arnold, Casper Roost occupy 4th and 5th here. Still nose to tail. Dan Forster now with a good lead over Daniel Warham. Almost a second lead now as stuff calmed down at the front of this field as we now start lap 8. Leader over Daniel Warham. Mickey Dolan in third. 4th, Josh Arnold 5th. Casper Roos 6th. Simon Darch 7th. JT Johnson 8th. Adrian Hatfield 9th. Joseph Lopez and 10th, Matt Benson. That is how your field is running right now. And Daniel Warham back to within half a second of your leader, Dan Forster. JT Johnson, though, trying to hang on to 6th over Adrian Hatfield. Dolan now all over, or trying to hang on to that lead over Josh Arnold, or to that 3rd place spot from Josh Arnold. Now they are side by side heading through turn 1 here. Mickey Dolan in 3rd currently. Josh Arnold 4th. Daniel Warman in 2nd. They are all nose to tail. Josh Arnold makes the move up into 3rd. And wow, Mickey Dolan using all of the racetrack and then some through the bus stop. My, oh my, I'm going to be interested to see if that is considered cutting the course. It was only for a split second, and if anything, it really hurt him more than helped him, but it is going to be interesting to see how the iRacing officials view that. As we head back through the boot, through the toe, and the heel. And we are within 10 seconds, which means we will see the white flag this time by. And if this race has been any indication of what we're going to see in the 25-minute feature, this will be exciting. And I am really excited to see what happens between Lopez and Benson here as they come around the turn. I believe this will be the white flag lap. And it is Barney with the white flag in hand one more time around. Head onto the back straightaway now through the bus stop chicane. These drivers are not scared to use these curbs. Once again, I've been saying it this whole broadcast, and even the last broadcast, just how durable and sturdy these Toyota GR86s are, especially when it comes to the handling. You can be very much up on the wheel and push these cars, but we are still nose to tail. As they head back up the hill to the heel. They're going to come back onto the NASCAR circuit now through turns 10 and 11. And it's going to be a SimTech 1, 2, 3 in the heat race. A little bit of bumping and banging off of turn 11. It's going to be Dan Forrester taking home the heat race win, followed by Daniel Warham, Josh Arnold, Mickey Dolan. Casper Roos comes across the line 5th and 6th. Off of turn 11 is going to be Simon Darch. JT Johnston will come home 7th and 8th. Adrian Hatfield. And in 9th, Joseph Lopez and Matt Benson not finishing the race on this one. Or he was, but he was in the middle of the field. But yeah, so it will be a full field invert as we will take a short break before we go feature racing. And welcome back to Watkins Glen International for some feature racing. Here is your starting lineup from 10th to 1st. Your heat race winner, Dan Forster, will start in the back of the field. Daniel Warham will start 9th. In 8th will be Josh Arnold. It was a Simtech 1-2-3 in that heat race. In 7th, Mickey Dolan, who led a lot of that race. In 6th will be Casper Roost. 5th, Simon Darch. 4th, JT Johnston, hoping to see a good result out of him. In 3rd, Adrian Hatfield. And 2nd, Joseph Lopez. He was all the way back there after making contact with your pole sitter in the feature race, Matt Benson. Going to be interesting to see what these guys get into going into turn 1. 25 minutes will be the distance on this one, an estimated 11 and a half laps before time expires, so probably a 12-lap race here. Green flag is out. We are racing. And we all go barreling into turn 1. Not the start Lopez probably would have wanted. Quickly falls to 4th. Hatfield and Darch with a good start there. Benson, your current leader. We're gonna crank it up here for a second, let you hear these amazing Toyota GR86s for this first lap. Lots of close racing action here in the middle of the pack. Casper Roos currently leading the midfield right now. And we got one car going real wide there. I think that was Josh Arnold, or Mickey Dolan, actually. And we got one car really off there. Daniel Warham, I believe he came 2nd in our feature, or in our heat race. He now falls to 10th after a rare mistake and hard contact at the outside wall is Joseph Lopez. Lopez, hard contact. Not entirely sure what happened there. Hopefully Lopez is able to gather it back up. Matt Benson still your leader over Simon Darch, Ashton Hatfield, Casper Roos, and Josh Arnold. A very not really up and down, I would say consistent is the word I'm looking for Matt Benson for this series. Been on the podium almost if not all the races here this series, and what a way it would be if he is able to cross the finish line first here, but we still have 20 minutes of racing remaining. And we are 3 wide on the back straightaway heading into the bus stop. It's sketchy going through there. 2 wide. How are they gonna make this work? Who's gonna back out? And we're beating and banging. And it looks like Mickey Dolan is going to be the one with the advantage. He is going to maintain the lead over JT Johnston and Casper Roost. Matt Benson now with about a second lead here over Adrian Hatfield and Simon Darch, about a second and a half over Simon Darch. And what he needs to do is just keep it consistent here. I believe this is one of Benson's favorite cars to race on the iRacing service. I see him on it all the time. And now Josh Arnold making the move up into third over Mickey Dolan. Drivers, they know this is a longer race, so they are playing it a little easy. Maybe not too much, though, as Mickey Dolan and Simon Darch are going at it on the back straightaway heading into the bus stop. Oh, and we got one car going around. That's Casper Roos. Casper Roos into the wall at the exit of turn 9. Looks like it was a self-spin there. That's actually pretty hard to do in these Toyota GR86s. Like I've been saying, I mean, the stability on these cars are amazing. And that's why it is such a popular form of racing, especially here on the iRacing service and in the real world. And even though this isn't real world racing, these guys do take it just as seriously. I know Matt Benson will be very happy if he can hang on to this lead. Casper Roos has looked like he has pushed the reset button and is now back on pit road, unfortunately. As we got one car going really wide there. Not entirely sure who that was. Might have been Simon Darch or Adrian Hatfield even, as we got one car, JT Johnson into the wall. And after having a good weekend for him, he is going to back it into the wall, or not back it in, nose first into the wall, and then back it into the other wall at the toe of the boot in turn 7. Heading back onto the NASCAR circuit now, Matt Benson still your leader over Josh Arnold and Mickey Dolan. Matt Benson doing a very good job of maintaining that gap, not wanting to get too far away and use up all of his stuff, but not wanting to get too close to where they can get a draft, especially on some of these long straightaways we have at Watkins Glen International. A little under a second and a half now as they start lap 5. looks like Casper Roos is back out onto the racetrack. Matt Benson looking like he's having a little bit of internet trouble there, but able to maintain it. Second, Matt Benson, your leader. Josh Arnold second, Mickey Dolan third, Adrian Hatfield fourth and fifth, Simon Darch, your top five as they sit. And now Daniel Warham, or never mind, that's not Daniel Warham. Daniel Warham currently in sixth right now. But looks like Simon Darch trying to make his way into the top four as Matt Benson, I think, might have gone off track there a second. The yellow indicator by his name popped up there, but looks like he is still within a second lead, a second and a half of second place. So once again, doing a good job of just maintaining that gap, but he's got Josh Arnold behind him, and he is outpacing drivers like Daniel Warham and Dan Forster, who are usually at the front of these fields, who just have unbelievable pace during these races. But Matt Benson is putting it to them and leading this race by a little under a second over Josh Arnold. Battle still heating up for fourth. Daniel Warham now up into fifth. In fourth, Adrian Hatfield. Simon Darch currently occupies the sixth place spot. Top three still kind of nose to tail right now. Matt Benson still with about a half a second lead over Josh Arnold and Mickey Dolan. Mickey Dolan trying to make the move up into second. Mickey Dolan still trying to put the pressure on Josh Arnold for that second place spot. A very impressive showing by him at the Nürburgring. And earlier today, Mickey Dolan starting to find his footing here in the TANSO Racing Group Toyota GR86 series. As we now start lap 7 we are past halfway, just under 11 minutes remaining now. And Mickey Dolan is off track at the bus stop. Not entirely sure what's going on there. He's going to hit the reset button, however. And looks like he might not be happy with what happened there. But now Josh Arnold and Matt Benson, nose to tail. Benson falls to second. Arnold, your new leader. And now Matt Benson still putting the pressure on Arnold for that top spot as they start lap 8. Up through the S's, a good run right there by Benson, but can he carry the momentum? And they are nose to tail as they head on the back straightaway. Quite literally bump drafting each other. Heading through the chicane, or the bus stop chicane, through the loop, or the outer loop, down towards the chute and the boot. Daniel Warham occupying third right now with, he's got a little bit of ground to make up here. A 4-second difference between him and Matt Benson. But Josh Arnold and Matt Benson, I do want to keep an eye on this front part of the pack here because this race is getting quite entertaining up front here. And a good run right there heading into turn 1 for Matt Benson. He's going to try and hang on to it. Now, the big question is we still have over 6.5 minutes left in this race. Lap 9, estimated to be about a 12-lap race here. The big question is, what do you do? All right, do you want to make a move early? Or do you want to play it safe, stay back there, and then on the last lap, make the move so that way Arnold has less of a chance? Or do you stay content, you know, after a good, consistent season? But if I know Matt Benson, he will most likely destroy that car before he loses a race. Still trying to keep the pace. And once again, doing a little bit more bump drafting here as they get to the top of the hill through the heel. As we come around this time, it'll be just under 5 minutes remaining in this one. It'll be lap number 10, so roughly 2 laps to go, I would imagine. On the brake pedal hard going into turn 1. Matt Benson trying to do everything he can to get that lead back after a really good start. They're still nose to tail as they get to the top of the S's. I don't know how these guys are racing this hard and this close and have not made significant contact as we go on the bumper. Get all up close and personal with Josh Arnold. Matt Benson trying his best to stay along, but what he doesn't want to do, and it's really easy to do, especially in the later parts of the race where you're in these positions, is overdrive it. The last thing you want to do is overdrive the car and jeopardize your chances at not just a great finish, but even possibly a win, as he's going to look to the inside going through the heel. He's going to shove his nose in there. Arnold's going to go wide. They're side by side. Arnold's going to have the advantage going through turn 9. He's going to shut the door. Arnold still with the lead. Now, was that move too early? Did Benson show his hand on what he could possibly do inside that car? And they are side by side. Matt Benson, it is dead even across the line as they go onto lap 11. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain in this race. They're still side by side going up through the S's. Oh my goodness. Benson with the slight advantage. Now Arnold's going to have the advantage going through turn 4. They're still side by side, and they're heading through to the bus stop chicane. Last time Matt Benson was side by side with someone through the bus stop, it did not end well. And Arnold's going to keep the lead here momentarily. Not sure who he's flashing his lights at. He's got a pretty good bit of distance between him and Daniel Warham in the back there. Or Casper Roost in 9th. As we also have a battle shaping up for 3rd here as well, but we're going to keep on this battle between Josh Arnold and Matt Benson. Still nose to tail as they head through turns 10 and 11. And they will see the white flag this time by. Can Josh Arnold hang on to it? Can Matt Benson get his first win of the series? Or will Adrian Hatfield sneak one in? White flag one more time around. Nose to tail. Here comes Benson making the move. He's going to be on the inside through the bus stop chicane. He's going to have enough time and a really aggressive on the curve, but new leader Matt Benson. Matt Benson, your new leader. Josh Arnold still there. No, he's got a nose up the inside as they go through turn 6. As they head through the boot for the final time. Both of these drivers have raced each other with respect all season. They're still nose to tail as they head uphill towards the heel. Josh Arnold gets a little bit of a run, but not enough. He's going to try and make the dive on the inside. Not going to work. He's going to swing himself wide to try and get a run. Tries the crossover. He's going to get a bit of a run, but the advantage of the next turn is going to go to Matt Benson. Matt Benson, still your leader. Can he hang on to it? Does Arnold do anything in these final turns through turn 9? And through turn 10, is it gonna be enough? It doesn't look like it. Crack open the Bud Light. I hear the American Eagle screeching, and American is gonna win in the U.S. Matt Benson takes it, followed by Josh Arnold. Adrian Hatfield's gonna come home third and fourth. Simon Deach fifth. Coming through turn 11, Dan Forrester. Man, I'm still just at a loss of words for that finish. Coming out of the boot is going to be Joseph Lopez. If he can keep it straight these next two turns, he will come home just outside the top 5. Joseph Lopez comes across the line 6th. Now 7th is going to be JT Johnston. Lopez, Johnston, Dolan, and Roost all had promising starts to this race, but unfortunately are not ending the way they want to. JT Johnston will come across the line. He'll see Barney and finish 7th. Mickey Dolan now coming across the line in P8 and making their way through turn 11 right now will be Casper Roost in P9. My, oh my, what a race that was for Matt Benson, your winner. I know he is happy wherever he is. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to watch this series. Thank you for TANSO Racing Group for having me on this season. I had a complete blast. I hope to come back in the future. And yeah, but everyone who is watching all over the world, I hope you enjoyed these broadcasts. My name has been Chad Barker. I've called all the action for you. Thank you to Matt Benson for helping with a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, making this happen. And we hope you have a fantastic night.